So here's a quick example to check yourself on 123, 124, and 125. Here's what those sound like. Remember to think 1 E and 2 E and ready, 123. All right, and so 124, let's take a look at that one. This one starts on the G string. It's in the key of G, so they have to notate it that way with the key signature of having only one sharp. That means my C's are natural. I don't have to worry about any C's on the A string, but that reminds me that my third finger is right on the tape on the G string. It's C natural. And that one sounds a little bit like this. It's got eighth notes and dotted eighth sixteenths. And that's like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 E and a 3, lift, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 E and a 3, lift. And that rhythm is kind of repeated in the second line. So here's the whole thing. Number 124, 1 and 2 and. Let me do that again. Ready? That was my one for free. Ready? And now and. Lift. Lift. And that's 124. Notice I did use fourth finger for violin and viola. It is notated to do so, and we need to use those pinkies in that regard. All right, so now let's look at 125. This one is a good challenge. If we were in class, this would be a great one for knockout. A couple of things. Number one, if you look at the key signature on this, it's not just one sharp or two sharps, it's three sharps. And that means my C's are going to be sharp on my G string. So I'm going to use the extended finger pattern like this. Notice my third finger is not next to second like this. It's C sharp. And then fourth finger is on its normal spot. If I'm on the D string, that means I've got F sharp, C sharp like I played a moment ago, and G sharp. So instead of a regular G like this, I have to extend it a half step in front of where my tape would be. And if you have a fourth finger tape and a third finger tape, it goes right in between those two. It's very easy to find. That's what we call, again, the extended finger pattern. Okay? So that looks like this. So you have to play those correct notes. Otherwise, it doesn't quite sound right with G natural or C natural. It's C sharp and G sharp and F sharp according to my key signature. I've got hooked bows. I've got a lift in there. I've got a crescendo and fourth fingers to be used. Okay, so this is sight reading challenge number 10. Let's pick it apart a little bit. Let's do first of all just the bowing. All right, so we're going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, 4, 1 E, 2 E and a 3, lift, 1 E, a 2 E and a 3, 4, 1, 2 E and a 3, rest. Now, when I played a quarter note in the second measure, I went 1 E and a kind of. That's called subdividing. That's okay. I'm not playing 1 E and a, but I'm holding the note for 1 E and a. That way I know I'm not going to rush through that note. All right, so this is a sight reading challenge. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go kind of pizzicato on this just to get my fingers in the right spot. I got my G sharp in the right spot. I got my C sharp in the right spot. Not. Okay, so that's a G sharp. And so let's play the whole thing with the bow now. Notice my process was I looked at the rhythms first and I air bowed those. I did the fingerings after I figured out what the key signature was. Now I'm going to put it all together. That's a good way to learn something rather than just trying to play it all together at once. It's easier to break it down and then put it together. You'll learn things a lot quicker that way. All right, here it is. Let's see how I do on sight reading this. 1 E, 2 E, and 3, 4.